Hello, so for today we will be discussing measures of position in continuation with the previous discussion about the different statistical measures which we started with measures of central tendency. So let's talk about measures of position. What is measures of position? No, so let's say no assuming that our data is in normal distribution. Okay, so if the data is in normal distribution, the distribution curve no will look something like this. Ayan. No, so say kunwari ito yung ating distribution graph, no, yung ating normal distribution graph. When we say measures of position, this is also known as quantiles, no. Ito yung other term for the measures of position. Okay, these values pertains to the equal distribution of the data set with equal probability. Okay, let's say kunwari, if I am to divide the data that I have into 4 equal parts, no, when I say 4 equal parts, that is the equal distribution, no, ito yung equal division of the data set with equal probability. No, so if I am going to divide the data, say, into 4 equal parts, so of course you will divide first in the middle, then you divide the right side into 2 as well. Just like this one. Okay, so kunwari, let's say this is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3, and say this is Q4. Okay, so yun yung measures of position. No, we are identifying the values which falls under the division that we want the data to be divided with. Okay, it is also defined as dividing the range of probability distribution into continuous intervals. Now, bakit siya naging continuous intervals? If we're going to look at Q1, the endpoint of Q1 is the starting point of Q2. No, as well as the endpoint of Q2 is the starting point of Q3, so on and so forth. No, so for example, if we're going to divide the data into 10 equal parts, no, so you will have 10 lines, no, that divides the whole data into equal parts, 10 equal parts. Okay, so we have three main classification of quantile. So let's have first our first classification, which we know as quartiles. No, so this came from the word quarter, no, parang yun yung parang root word natin dito. And when you say quarter, 'di ba? Apat, 'di ba? 4 equal parts, no? So this pertains to 4 equal parts. Ano, divide the data set into 4 equal parts. So this is the formula to determine the rank value. Okay, the rank value of the quartile that we are looking for, no? So QK, where K is from 1 to 3, no? So laging less than 1 dun sa equal parts yung nakukuha lang natin. So for quartile, now we are getting Q1, Q2, and Q3. Okay, so yun yung makukuha natin. So, again, K yun yung 1, 2, or 3. So, K times N plus 1. Okay, where N is the sample size or the population size. No? Depende kung ano yung hinahanap niyo. So, yun, ang makukuha natin dito is the rank value. Then kapag na-determine natin kung pang ilang data, no, for example, say, ang lumabas is 5, no, so we are asked to find, for example, if Q2, let's say, no, Q2 is the 5th rank, so kung ano yung pang limang value, yun yung Q2 mo. No, hindi yung 5 ang answer, no, kung ano yung pang limang value, yun yung answer na hinahanap natin for Q2. Okay, we have to take note, no, if the answer is fraction, no, dito sa rank value, let's say kunwari, no, instead of 5, let's say ang nakuha natin for Q2 is, let's say, 5.3. No, so 5.3. So for us to determine the value, no, this is the rank value again, no. For us to determine the specific value, we're going to get the lower element, no, meaning yung fifth element, since this is the 5.3, diba? 5.3. So 5th element plus QK na small. Ano yung QK na tinutukoy dito? That is the decimal part. Okay, yung 0.3. Okay, times yung upper element naman, no, which is the 6th, no, yung upper rank, which is the 6th, minus yung 5th. Okay, so ganun natin ginagamit tong formula na to. Okay, so in the example later, we will be showing no how we use this specific formula. So we have another one that we compute for quartiles, the interquartile range. No, so this is the range between the 75th and the 25th percent. No, so meaning IQR is equal to Q3, the third quartile minus the first quartile. Okay, so for example, no, meron dito, no. We have this data, no, negative 10, 0, 10, 20, 30. Determine Q1, Q2, Q3, and the IQR. Okay, so for Q1, let's first determine what is Q1. No, so we have 1 times n plus 1, no, which is double checks n plus 1. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So our n is equal to 5. Okay, so we have 5 plus 1 over 4. Okay, so meaning our Q1 is 6 over 4, or that is sorry, not 4.5, 1.5. No, so meaning the value in between between 1 and 2, no, yun yung kukunin natin. So since fraction yung nakuha natin or decimal yung nakuha natin, we're going to apply the formula. So for Q1, no, we need to determine yung lower rank, no, that is plus QK times the upper ranked element minus the lower ranked element. Okay, so since 1.5, this is between 1 and 2. Our x lower is yung 1, no, yung first element, and yung ating upper element is the second element, no. So this is the first, this is the second. So we have here negative 10 plus 0.5 times 0, since 0 is the second element, minus negative 10. Okay, so we have here negative 10 plus 1 half or 0.5, diba? So that is times 10, which is equivalent to negative 10 plus 5, that is equal to negative 5. So our Q1 in this case is negative 5. Okay, so that's our Q1. Next, no, so let's find for Q2. So for Q2, we have 2 times 5 plus 1 over 4, which is equivalent to 12 over 4, or the third, no? So, yung ating third rank, no? So, we have 1, 2, 3. So, we have negative 10, 0, 10. So, therefore, our Q2 is 10. Okay? So, ayun, ganun lang siya, no? Kapag whole number yung nakuha mo. So, kung ano yung makuha mo sa formula ng QK, that is the rank value, no? So, kapag whole number, again, bibilangin mo lang. Okay? Then, we have Q3. So for Q3, we have 3, 5 plus 1 over 4. So this is equivalent to 18 over 4, or simply 4.5, or 4 and 1 half. No, so between rank 4 and rank 5, so ang ating rank 4 ay 20, ang ating rank 5 ay 30. So we have here Q3. So we'll be using this formula again. So that is 20. Okay, plus 0.5 or 1 half, no? So times 30 minus 20. Okay, so we have here 20 plus 1 half ng 10, which is 5. So therefore, ang ating Q3 is equal to 25. Okay, so that is our first quartile, second quartile, and the third quartile. Okay, so meron pa tayo isa, no? Pinapahanap sa atin ng isa pa is the IQR. So for us to determine the IQR, so dito ko na lalagay, no? So this is Q3 minus Q1, diba? So we have 25 minus negative 5. So therefore, our IQR is equivalent to 30. Okay, so meaning that's the distance. Now that is the distance from the third quartile to the first quartile, or from the first quartile going to the third quartile. Okay? So, you know, that's how we use the formula. Okay? So, excuse me, again, for quartiles, we are dividing the dataset into 4 equal parts. Okay, next. So we have the decile. Consequentile, no, coming from the word quarter, no, from the word quarter means 4, no, 4 equal parts. So deciles naman, no, we are dividing the dataset into 10 equal parts. So ano ang root word natin dito? Deca. Yun yung parang pinakapalatandaan natin. When we say deca, di ba, that's 10. Di ba? So, meaning we have 10 equal parts. So, same formula almost, no? Maiiba lang yung denominator. Since we have 10 equal parts, yung division natin is by 10 na, not by 4. Okay? So, ganun pa rin kapag fraction yung nakuha mo dito sa DK. So, we'll be using this formula. Same formula lang katulad nung sa quartile natin. Okay? Then we have another, no, kung sa quartiles we have the interquartile range. Dito naman we have the interdecile range. No, so the interdecile range, that is the distance from the first decile up to the 9th decile. So that is 90% minus 10%, or the distance from the 90% nung data tsaka dun sa 10% ng data. So we have D9 minus D1. Okay? So sige, let's have an example here, no? So, we have here our new set of elements. We have 11, 18, 24, 33, 47, 59, 61, 72, 75, 82, and 95. Find D1, D5, D9, and the IDR. Okay, so, first alamin natin what's the N, no? Ilan yung elements natin dito? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. No? So, we have n is equal to 11. Okay, so the higher or the more data that you have, no, the better yung magiging division natin. Kasi mas konti, of course, hindi ganoon ka-accurate yung makukuha natin. No, mas marami yung elements mo, mas madi-divide mo, especially ng mas maraming beses yung ating data. Okay, so we have here D1. So D1 is 1 times 11 plus 1 over 10. Diba? Which is equivalent to 12 over 10, or that's 1 point, that is 1.1, ano na lang, fraction na lang, 1 and 1 over 5. So, I think that's 0.2. No, that's 0.2 yata. Ayan. Okay, so, excuse me. Ayan, no, so, ito yung ilalagay natin sa small dk, no? So, since fraction yung nakuha natin dito, we have our D1 is equivalent to, this is between 1 and 2. So, this is the first element, this is the second element. So, we have 11, okay, plus the 1 over 5. Then, we have 18 minus 11. Okay, so we have here 11 plus 18 minus 11, that is 7 over 5. Which is equivalent to, no, so that is 62 over 5, or in decimal, that is, so you can bring out your calculator, okay, that is 12.4. So this is our D1. Okay, so next, no, let's find D5. So for D5, we have 5 times 11 plus 1 over 10. Or simply, this is equivalent to 12 over 2. Diba? Or simply, the 6, no, yung pang-anim na element natin. So we have D5 is equivalent to, makukuha na natin immediately. No? So just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we have 59. No? By the way, no, before you determine the exact value of the quartile of the quantile that you are looking for, no, whether it is decile, quartile, or percentile, the data needs to be arranged in increasing order. Okay, yun yung important. Ito kasi yung given natin naka-arrange na eh. No, so wala na tayong in-arrange, no. Pero in case that the data is not arranged, okay, you need to arrange it in increasing order first before you count the placement value. Okay? So kasi kapag hindi naka-arrange, mamamali yung makukuha mong placement value. Okay? So, next, no, we are asked to find for D9. So, we have 9 times 11 plus 1 over 10. So, this is equivalent to 9 times 6, that is 54. Tama? 54 over 5, or that is 10 and 10 and 4 over 5. Tama ba ako? Yeah, that's 10 and 4 over 5. Or 0.8, no, in decimal. So, yung 4 over 5 lang yung ilalagay natin dito sa DK, no? So, we have D9, since fraction yung nakuha natin. So, between 10 and 11, since 10 sa 10, 10 yung whole number natin doon sa mixed fraction natin. So, the 10th value, in between the 10th and the 11th value, so that is the 2, no, yung last 2, yung 82 and 95. So, we have 82 plus 4 over 5 times 95 minus 82. Okay, so this is equivalent to, that is 82 plus 4 over 5 times 95 minus 82. That's equivalent to 462 over 5, or in decimal, that's equivalent to 92.4. Ayan. Now, yan yung ating equivalency. So, usually yung decimal part yung kinukuha natin kasi mas madali magbilang in decimal as compared with fractions. No? So, ayun. One way to check is that the answer should be in between the upper and the lower rank, no, na nakuha mo, kung decimal yung makukuha mong placement value for the DK or for QK or for PK. No? So, just like with this one, 92.4 is in between 82 and 95. No? And since 0.8 to, this is equivalent to 10.8. So medyo malapit na dapat siya sa 95. 92.4 is nearer to 95 than 82. So more or less tama yung sagot na nakuha natin. Okay? So that's one way to check, no? So last na kulang natin is the IDR. So for the IDR, this is equivalent to D9 minus D1. Okay, so D9, that is 92.4. So minus 12.4. So this is equivalent to the distance, no, between the first decile and the ninth decile is 80 units. Okay, that's our IDR. Okay, no, ganun lang kasimple, no? Literal na plug and play lang siya sa ating formula. No, so yun nga, no, so we have discussed quartiles, we have discussed deciles. Now let's go to percentiles. Now percentiles came from the root word of percent, no, dyan siya kinuha. And when we say percent, 'di ba, usually 100 yung ano na to, yung tinutukoy na to, no? Yung tinutukoy natin na division. So we have 100 equal parts. Okay? So, mas accurate si percentile since we're dividing the data into 100%. Mas marami kang pwedeng makuha as compared with decile and quartiles. Okay? The formula is the same again, no? Maiiba lang ulit yung denominator natin since we are looking for 100 equal parts, meaning the data should be divided into 100. Okay? Then ganun ulit kapag fraction yung nakuha mo kay PK, you will use the same formula. Okay, and we also have our interpercentile range. Now, unlike kay interdecile and kay interquartile na predetermined kung ano yung kukunin mo, kay interpercentile range, it can be selected between 1 and 99. No, so you can get the distance from the 75% going to 25%, pwede ding 50% to 25%, no, something like that. No, so kaya ito yung gagamitin natin ng formula, no, PN yun yung larger, no, yung PM naman yung lower percentile. Okay? So using the same data, now we are asked to find P25, P50, P75 and the IPR from 25 to 75. Okay? So we have here, N is still 11. Okay, so let's get P25 first. So this is equivalent to 25. 11 plus 1 over 100. So this is equivalent to 12 over 4, or simply equivalent to 3. So meaning the third, no, yung third percentile natin ang kukunin na. Yung third rank value yung kukunin natin for the 25th percentile. So we have 1, or lagay ko na lang sa taas. 1, 2, 3. So meaning our P25 is equivalent to 24. Ayan. Okay? Next, no, so we have P50. Okay, so the 50th percentile, yun yung kinukuha. So we have here 50 times 11 plus 1 over 100. Okay, so we have 12 over 2, or this is the 6, di ba? So, ano yung 6 natin? Same dun sa nakuha natin actually na D5. Bakit? Remember, D5 is the 50% of the whole data. P50 is also the 50% of the whole data. So, talagang same yung makukuha natin. Lalo, same lang yung dataset na ginamit natin. Okay, so, therefore, yung pang 6 natin is ito yung, kung ito yung third, fourth, fifth, sixth, no? So, we have P50 is equivalent to 59. Okay? Then we have P75. So we have 75 times 11 plus 1 over 100. Okay? So this is equivalent to 3 times 12 over 4. No? So we have 12 divided by 4 is 3. 3 times 3 is 9. So we are asked to find for the ninth rank, no, ninth percentile rank. Okay, so we have, this is 6, 7, 8, 9. Ayan. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9. So our P75 is also 75. Since yung 75 yung pang 9th natin. Okay? So we have, no, last, ang kulang na lang natin is the IPR. So we have from 75, P75 to 25 minus P25. So we have P75 is 75, P25 is 24. So therefore, our interpercentile range is equivalent to 51. Okay, so ayan. Okay, so that's how we get the measures of position for ungrouped data. No, so in doing statistical studies, guys, usually naka-group data. No, kaya actually si ungrouped data bihira siya gamitin. No, unless talagang ungroup yung data mo, pero nevertheless group data is usually used. No, so to get the measures of position for the group data, no, we will be using the data that we have in the previous lesson sa measures of central tendency. So this is the table that we have completed for the last topic, no? So I just rewritten the whole table. Okay, so this will be the one that we will be using. Okay, so before we proceed with the different measures of position, we also need to determine what's the median class. Now, para later, sa median class tayo magfo-focus, no, for us to determine what are the different quantiles, okay, of this specific data. Since MC is 19, so we are going to look 19 here in the cumulative frequency. Saan siya malapit higher? No, so since 19 is less than 23 but is greater than 14, so ang ating median class is of course this one. Okay, this is our median class. Okay, so later, no, we will be using this median class to determine the different values that we have to determine the different quantiles. Okay, so first, let's have quartile, no? So solve for Q1, Q2, and Q3. This is the formula for ang tawag dito for the group data. Okay? So first we are to determine what is QkRB, no? So that is the quartile rank value, no? So K is the quartile, no, kung ano yung quartile na hinahanap mo. Summation of F is the summation ng frequency natin, 'di ba? Which is nakuha na natin yun dito. Ito, yung 38, 'di ba? So we have, say, no, ang pinapahanap is Q1. So we have Q1RV. So we have 1 times 38 over 4. So this is equivalent to 19 over 2. Diba? Or this is equivalent to 9.5. Okay, so that's Q1RV. So let's jump in QK, no, the actual formula for QK. So for QK, 'di ba? K x sub L na malaki, so that is the lower boundary of the median class or the class na kinukuha mo yung quantiles, no? So but usually kapag hindi naman given or hindi sinabi sa problem kung ano yung class na hinahanap mo, median class yung nagiging basis natin. Okay, so the lower boundary is 69.5. plus our QkRV, that's 9.5. Okay, minus the cumulative frequency of the median class minus 1 rank, no? So, since the cumulative frequency of our median class is 23, kukunin natin yung 1 rank lower, which is 14. Okay, so we have 14 over the frequency of the median class, or yun nga, yung class na kinukunan natin. So, that is 9. Okay, 9 yung gagamitin natin na frequency. So, we have here over 9 times the class interval, which is 10. Diba? Predetermined na yan. Nandito na yan. Ito. Diba? This is our interval, no? Yung class interval natin. Okay, so simplifying. So, we have, you can use the calculator para mas mabilis. 69.5 plus 10 times 9.5 minus 14 over 9. So, we have 129 over 2. So, Q1 is equivalent to, sorry, this is Q1 na. Ayan. So, Q1 is equivalent to 129 over 2. Or simply, this is equivalent to 64.5. Okay? So, ayan, no? Yan yung value ng Q1 natin. Okay, next, now let's solve for Q2. So, for QkRV, this is equivalent to 2 times 38 over 4. So, this is equivalent to 38 over 2. So, 38 over 2 or simply 19. No? So, yun yung gagamitin natin for QkRV in this case. So, we have Q2. This is equivalent to 69.5. Ang may iba lang dito, guys, is the QkRV. No? So, we have 19 minus 14 over 9 times 10. So, this is equivalent to... So, you can actually use yung history ng calculator niyo. No need to rewrite everything. So, just change 9.5 dun sa kung ano man yung makukuha mong QkRV or DkRV or PkRV. Now, in this case, that's 19. Now, so, we have, that is 0.06056. So, this is Q1. This is Q2. Okay, then last, no, Q3. So, we have 3 times 38 over 4. So, this is equivalent to, that is 57 over 2. Or simply, no, this is equivalent to 28.5. So, Q3 is 69.5 plus 28.5 minus 14 over 9 times 10. So, this is equivalent to 85.611. Okay, so this is the interquartile range of the given dataset, no? So, yun, no? So, that's how we use the formula for quartiles. No? So, just like with the ungrouped data, almost the same lang rin yung ating decile. Okay, may iba lang is, of course, yung division for DkRV at saka DkRV na yung gagamitin mo dito. No? So, let's solve for D1, D5, and D9. So, we have D1, RV. So, we have 1 times 38 over 10. So, this is equivalent to 3.8. Okay, so we have dk. So, that's D1. It's equivalent to 69.5 plus 3.8 minus 14 over 9 times 10. So, this is equivalent to, so we have that is 58.167. Ayan. Okay, so that's our D1. So, literal na plug and play lang talaga, no, yung ginagamit natin na formula. Next, we have D2. D2 tuloy. D5. D5 pala, sorry. So, we have D5RV. So, that's 5 times 38 over 10. So, this is also equivalent to 19.5. Okay, so, nakuha na natin to kanina, di ba? If we are going to go back, we have Q2 is actually equivalent to D5 as well to P50. No, kasi yun yung mga 50% ng data natin. Okay, so since we already have an answer for Q2 na 75.056, yun na lang yung sulat natin. No, so since D2 is equivalent to Q2, so therefore D2 is equivalent to 75.056. Tama ba? 056. Ayan, 056. Okay? So, para at least less na yung solutions, no? Kasi we look for the fact na equal yung D2, yung Q2, at saka, D5, sorry, not D2. D5, Q2, at saka yung P50 natin. Those are the 50% of the data sets. No? Since we're just dealing with the same, since we're just dealing with the same data lang naman. Okay, so next, D9, RV. So this is equivalent to 9 times 38 over 10. So this is equivalent to that is 34.2. So palitan natin yung kanina. Ayan, so we have here for D9, this is equivalent to 69.5 plus 34.2 minus 14 over 9. Okay, tama naman 'di ba? 9 yung frequency natin. Yeah. Okay, so times 10, of course, huwag niyo kakalimutan. So this is equivalent to 91.944. Okay, so we have this in this case. Okay, so kung mapapansin ninyo, no, since we're talking about 90% of the data, mas malaki na yung D9 natin sa Q3 natin. Why? Because guys, Q3 is just 75% of the data. Now, if we're going to match the different quantiles, okay, so Q3 is 75%, D9 is 90%. No, of course, yung percentile, kung ano yung subscript niya, yun yung percent niya. No, so but for this case, no, ayan. So, this one, another way to check kung tama ba yung mga data na nakuha ninyo. Okay? So, last, no, we have our percentile. So, again, the difference is 100, 100 yung denominator. Of course, dito, sorry, hindi ko na bago. But, ayan. PkRV yung gagamitin natin. Okay? So, we have for P25, P45, and P85 yung pinapahanap sa atin. P25 is 25 times 38 over 100. Okay, we all know P25 is the 25% of the data. And Q1 is also the 25% of the data. Diba? So, meaning, P25 RV is equivalent to Q1 RV. So, that's 9.5. Okay, so since P25 is equivalent to Q1, okay, so no need to redo the solution. Since nakuha na naman na natin siya kanina, P25 is equivalent to, that is, 64.5. Ayan. Okay, next. So, we have P45, the 45%, sa 45%. So, ito wala na tong kaparehas, no? So, we're going to compute this manually. So, we have 45 times 38 over 100. So that is 17.1. So we have P45 is equivalent to 69.5 plus 17.1 minus 14 over 9 times 10. Okay, so P45 is equivalent to That's equivalent to 72.944. Ayan. Okay? So, literal na ganun lang gamitin yung ating formula, no? Wala namang mahirap dun. So, we have P85, no? Last natin. So, that's 85 times 38 over 100. So, this is equivalent to 32.3. So, we have P85 is equivalent to 69.5 plus 32.3 minus 14 over 9 times 10 is equivalent to 89.833. Ayan. So, kung mapapansin ninyo, no, D9 is greater than Q85. Bakit? Q85 is 85%. D9 is 90%. So, dapat mas malaki talaga si D9 kaysa kay P85. Ano ang kaparehas ni D9? That's P90. Ano ang mas malaki kay D9? Yung mga P91 hanggang P99. No, yun yung mga comparison in between quantiles. Since we're just talking about positions. No? Position ng data, no, in the given data set with equal probability. Okay, so that's it, no? That's for measures of position. I hope you guys learned something, no? So next topic, no, yung last for the basic statistical data, na computation of statistical data, we will be talking about measures of dispersion. Okay, so thank you very much. Stay safe and God bless.